you are thinking about going on a weight loss journey and you don't have a lot of money and you don't want to get on a GLP-1, or you don't have the money to get on a GLP-1, I am here to tell you that that is 100% possible. It's not as hard as you think it is, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think you should do to do that. I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm none of those things, so I'm not a professional in any way. I would consider myself a professional dieter. Done this before, and I've done a lot of different things. Some have worked, some haven't, but recently, over the last year, I did lose 90 pounds in 6 months. I went on to lose 120 pounds in, I lost 90 pounds in 6 months, 120 in 10 months, and 120 in 10 months. At the age of 46. I'm currently 47 and I am still on my journey. But I did all this without GLP-1 or anything like that. So, so first of all, I'm here to tell you that that's 100% completely possible. For those of you that think it's not, like, think back, we've been losing weight like this for 100 years. The GLP-1s have just been out for the last couple years that I have known about. So it's not impossible in any way. In fact, it's quite easy. The only thing, I shouldn't say it's easy, it takes a decision and it takes work, but as far as like scientifically, it's not hard. It's not rocket science, ladies. The only thing a GLP-1 really does is makes it so you don't want to eat, and you can look at the data on that. There's some other little things that it does, but basically, if you ask how it makes you lose weight, is that it cuts your appetite, cuts your food noise, and all that is great. It's a wonderful tool. I'm not knocking it in any way. I know a lot of people that are on them. I'm not opposed to them. I'm just saying that that's not how I did it, and things that I did and how you can do it too. So the first thing that you need to do if you're going to start on a weight loss journey is make that decision. All right, and that sounds like a no-brainer, like duh. Obviously, I need to make the decision. But the thing is that once you make a decision to do something, it means that you kind of cut off all other options. So if you're going into a weight loss journey thinking, I may do this or I may not, you're probably not going to do it. So like sit down, get real quiet with yourself, maybe do some prayer, meditation, whatever it takes. But think, are you ready to embark on this journey? I came from very high numbers, and I'm doing another video on that you can watch. Because it is a little bit different when you know that you need to lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds or more. It is a little bit different than someone who's coming in thinking they only have 10 pounds to lose or 20 pounds to lose. But at the end of the day, it still is all the same thing. Make a decision that you're going to go all in on this, and you're just going to get it done. It doesn't have to take long. It doesn't have to be hard. It's just a decision. You're going to decide that from here on out, you're making the right choices, and that you're going to make choices that you're proud of at the end of the day, and become the person that you want to be. Because a lot of times, for me, I'll speak personally for me, I wasn't the person I wanted to be. I was enslaved to food. I thought about food all the time. I ate all the time, and I'm not proud of that. I wasn't proud of that. And it's a little bit easier for me to say now because I'm not doing that now. So when I was, in the food eating and morbidly overweight, I was not the person that I wanted to be. So you're going to sit down and really think about it. I gave myself 6 months. I had seen some videos that were so inspirational to me because it was like, what can happen in 6 months? And I thought, heck, 6 months, if I put my head down and go all in for 6 months, I could come out at the end of 6 months with a completely different body, mindset, relationship with food, all of those things. So mostly I just felt horrible in the body that I was in. I hated how I looked, I hated how I felt, I hated how I moved. It was hard for me to get upstairs, and I am in my late 40s, but I was only 46. It's not like I was 100. It's already hard for me to get up and down stairs. Even simple things like rolling over in bed were like, heave ho, right? Live like that, anymore. I didn't want to live like that in the first place, and I thought every day I didn't want to live like this anymore, but I kept making those choices that aligned with that lifestyle. And so you need to sit down and make a decision that you're going to make the choices that align with your higher self. And for me, that was someone who was thin and vibrant and energetic and got things done and disciplined and all those things. Make more videos on this stuff, but first of all, just sit down, make that decision, girl, and let's get to it. Give yourself 6 months. 6 months, you're going to be a different person for the better. All right. In 6 months, you're going to be technically a different person anyways, but wouldn't you rather go this route, becoming the person that you want to be in 6 months, and not more and more into the person that you don't want to be? So make your decision, give yourself 6 months. Okay. Just ask in 6 months, do 3 months if you have to, do 1 month if you have to. And I am looking at my handy dandy notebook. What is that, Blue's Clues or something? Okay, so you've made your decision. You've given yourself 6 months. You need to decide on a plan. All right, you have to have a plan of action. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is true in weight loss as well, and any major change that you're going to make. It really doesn't matter what plan. Just choose a plan that you think is going to work for you. You can change it later if it doesn't work for you, but just start somewhere, start anywhere. I started at I decided I would do 3 meals a day, no snacks. I did cut out starches, because starches are not good for my personal body. I have lipedema in my legs and in my butt and in my arms, and who knows where else. I probably have it everywhere except my face at this point. I don't know. But starches make me swell up really bad, and they make me retain a lot of water. So for me, starches, and another thing, starches for me really contribute to cravings, particularly the big ones, like, you know, cakes and cookies and breads and things like that. So I did cut those out 100%. For me, you do what's right for you. If you're a moderator, do those things in moderation, decide what you're going to do. But if you're like me, I'm an abstainer, and I do better when I just don't eat them at all, because once I have some, I want all of it. So, but decide on a plan. That's it. Decide on a plan. But get a plan. Have a plan. Give yourself some boundaries. I like to say boundaries, not rules, but they're the same thing. Boundaries keep you safe. They're like fences that keep you on the straight and narrow. It's like a road, a path, a clear path for you. If you're willy-nilly, then you can go off in the bushes and you're going to get derailed. So make your plan. Decide on a plan, get a plan, make a plan. You can do Weight Watchers. You can do really any plan. The Mediterranean diet is a really good one, very balanced. A lot of people do keto, and they do very well on keto, or the, you know, more extreme carnivore. You can do vegetarian. It doesn't matter. Just pick a plan and decide that you're going to stick to it. Okay, make it something that you're able to stick to, because if you're not able to stick to it, this isn't going to last. It has to be something that you're going to be able to stick to. Even if you can't stick to it for the rest of your life, can you do it for the next 6 months? After those 3 to 6 months, then sit down and reevaluate. You can always reevaluate. I do not eat the same today, a year in, that I did a year ago when I first started. Which, by the way, I think it was exactly a year ago today or tomorrow. I'm very, very, very close to my 365 days, and I have lost a total of 125. Slowed down because I eat very differently right now. I'm not as dedicated at the moment, but I am still going, and just have relaxed a little bit, and I'm enjoying it where I'm at, and I've been maintaining for a couple of months. So actually, pat on the back to me. Anyone who's lost a lot of weight, that dang, to be able to maintain, for me to be able to maintain even for 2 months is huge. I'm not done yet. I'm still on my journey. I still have about 60 pounds that I want to lose. So where I started, here's where you can start too. You got your major decision. You decided on a plan on what you're willing to do for the next 3 to 6 months, and get to it. So once you've got your plan, you're going to make an online grocery order, because you probably don't have in your house all the things that you need to eat the way that you're going to eat your new changes, okay? So make an online grocery order. You don't have to go in. You can do Walmart delivery, you can do Kroger delivery, you can do any delivery, or you can just do pickup. But the fact that you're going to sit down, look at your plan, and have your phone or your computer open to make your order, and you can see exactly what you need, put it in your cart, you can switch things around, look at prices, because prices matter. I'm not rich by any means, so I'm on a budget. I'm on a food budget, and you want to make this as affordable and as easy and as attainable as you can. So open your grocery app or whatever and start making an online order. Here's the things that I recommend you order. Now, you can order whatever is in line with what food plan you choose, but these are some of my staples that I order every single week, and they're not expensive. They're actually very affordable. I do generic on every single thing I can. I don't do organic unless I find a good deal that's on sale, but that's my budget. I mean, if you have a real generous food budget, go organic, go grass-fed, go all the things. I did not have that, and it's not necessary to get started to lose weight, and I can guarantee you I'm more healthy now than I was a year ago when I started. So don't focus on being perfect at everything. You're just going to get basic. You got to keep things simple, to repeat myself. But you have to keep things simple or you're going to quit. It's going to be too complicated, and that's not necessary in any way. This is actually not even that hard. The biggest problem I had was myself. It was my own mind, my own cravings, my own lusts and desires. Call it gluttony for myself. I'm not saying that's true for you, but my brain was my biggest problem. But as far as actually doing it, this isn't hard. It's actually not hard if you can get past your own self and what you want and tell yourself that you're going to do what you need to do instead of what you would rather do. And trust me, as time goes on, what you would rather do becomes more of what you need to do, because you get out of the habit of all the junk food and the binging and gorging and eating willy-nilly. So these are some things that I order every single week. I'm going to try not to look down at my list this whole time. Greek yogurt is every week. I buy Greek yogurt and I buy cottage cheese. I do the non-fat Greek yogurt. I don't do the non-fat cottage cheese because it's gross to me. One of my absolute favorite breakfasts is I'll do 13 ounces and I weigh it out on a scale. 13 ounces. I do 5 ounces of full-fat cottage cheese and 8 ounces of non-fat Greek yogurt. And that gives me a great protein boost. It's very filling. And I usually have fruit with them. Or I'll make a mousse with protein powder, but that I started doing later. I didn't start out doing that. I just did some fruit and the Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs are an easy one. A chicken breast. I like the chicken breast easier because you get more meat. I used to try to do like the bone-in chicken or something like that, but you pay a lot for the bones. So for economically, I feel like the chicken breast is just as well. But you can also do the dark meat chicken. It doesn't matter because you're not going to be obsessing over every gram of fat or anything like that. What you want is just real good whole foods, and that's the main point of all of this, is that you're getting whole foods, okay? We're not getting a lot of processed foods from my plan, and this is what I recommend for you to do. So I'm just going to tell you what I did, what I recommend for other people to do. Chicken breast. Frozen vegetables, I do frozen because they're cheaper and I'm lazy. I shouldn't say I'm lazy, but I'm busy, and that goes for lazy. But I am busy. I do have 5 children, and I homeschool, and we do sports and all that stuff. So I'm busy. I'm a busy mama. So I do frozen vegetables. My absolute favorite is just the frozen broccoli florets. I don't like the stems, so get the florets, and I think they're like $1.19 for a bag at Walmart. So frozen vegetables. Frozen fruit is also really good. What I usually eat fresh fruit, which would be like apples, or I do canned pineapple. So pineapple in a can, do it not packed in sugar. So you want it the fruit juice. But for frozen fruit, I would do frozen sliced strawberries or frozen blueberries, and then I would measure out what I wanted of those. Put a little water, put it on a pan on the stove, and add in a tablespoon of chia seeds, and just cook that up a little bit, and that would be really good with my yogurt and cottage cheese as well. Fish, if you like fish, tuna is a really good one. Tuna salad, chicken salad. A huge time saver is rotisserie chicken. If you have a Sam's Club membership, they're like $5. I think they're $5 at Costco too, and you get a lot of cooked meat that you can just debone and use. You can use it for chicken salad. You can use it for, on the side, actual salad, really whatever you want. I also did a lot of ground beef because I really like beef. I do struggle with anemia. I have for a long time, even when I was very heavy. So ground beef, I love hamburger. I would buy the ground beef and just cook that up and eat just a plain hamburger a lot of times with a bunch of salt. It was super tasty. I also like the light cheese sticks. If I'm running out the door to go grab a kid or run an errand, I would grab a couple of the light cheese sticks. They're 50 calories a piece, and cheese stick and a Diet Coke, and I was good to go for a few hours. Some things I recommend, but I just recommend that you get Whole Foods. But whatever is going to fit on the food plan that you chose, I recommend Whole Foods 100%. I do very little processed food unless it be like ham. And another one was cheese. I do like ham and cheese on lettuce. And you're gonna look at your whatever vegetables that you like, okay? Only pick things that you like. Only pick things that you like. Don't pick stuff that you hate. My kids hate Brussels sprouts. I like Brussels sprouts. But my kids hate Brussels sprouts, so I don't fix them Brussels sprouts. They like broccoli. I fix them broccoli. Do the same for yourself. Steamed cabbage is delicious. Steamed cauliflower is amazeballs. And also if you get dressing for your salad, but you're gonna weigh or measure it, and get the good stuff. Get salad dressing that you like, because I'm not gonna eat salad with vinegar. Now, some people love that. I hate it. So if I have to eat salad with no dressing or salad with vinegar, no thank you. You don't have to eat salad. Sometimes I eat a lot of salad, sometimes I don't. I do like just a raw veggie salad, but it would be like cucumbers, like those little salad cucumbers. I peel them and cut them up, and then like a handful of cherry tomatoes, some chopped celery, and I'll just eat those. I'll dip the celery and stuff in the ranch that I have, because I'll do like 2 tablespoons, ladies, or even 3, just depending on your food plan. So that could be considered a salad too. And if that's considered a salad, I eat plenty of salad. But if we're talking about lettuce and in a bowl, not so much. But I do like that too, but just not as much. It's just takes longer to eat. And again, I'm busy and I eat on the run a lot. So okay, so you've made your order. Go through your order. I really recommend to get a food scale if you can. If you're really serious about losing weight, get a food scale. It's not punishment in any way. You can measure out big old hunks of meat, plenty of veggies, what you're really gonna fill up on. Obviously, if you get pre-made things like protein bars and frozen dinners and stuff, those are already pre-made, but I don't recommend those. But if that works for you, do that. Just decide what you're gonna do and just stick to it and do it. And don't listen to what anybody else says. Do what works for you. Like for me, I had so many messages to do this and this and this and this and this. And I feel like everybody's grasping or trying to attain to perfection, with the organic everything and the grass-fed everything and the pasture-raised blah, blah, blah. I even heard one famous lady say once that if you're not going to do grass-fed beef, you might as well not do it at all. And I found that very discouraging, because to me it's like, okay, so I should just have a Twinkie. That if you're gonna eat beef that's not grass-fed and this and that, then don't bother. Okay, I disagree, but that's me. I disagree. I recommend very much getting a food scale. They're not expensive. I got mine at Walmart or Amazon, If I can find it, I'll link it below. But I promise you, I probably paid less than $20 for the food scale. And it's lasted me for years. I've had this sucker for years. I have to change the batteries like, I don't know, once a year or two. And I use it all the time. So I really recommend a food scale. If you're really serious, do a food scale. Measure your food. Even if you don't want to do it forever, do it at least for a while. It will really open your eyes to see like what you're actually eating. And I even weigh my salad dressing, and I weigh it to 1.5 ounces, and I believe that's 3 tablespoons. But because I like salad dressing, and it just makes eating vegetables so much easier. I like ranch. So yeah, do the food scale. I also recommend a bathroom scale. If you don't know where you're starting at and you can't measure your progress, it's a little hard to measure your progress. Now you can do, taking pictures, you can do how you feel in your clothes, and that's all good and fine and dandy. But if you're like me, I want to see some numbers. I want to see real progress. So I recommend a bathroom scale, and I personally weigh every single day, and I've never had a problem with that. If you catch yourself weighing 6 times a day, that's a problem. But weighing once a day when you get up after you pee in the morning, perfectly normal and healthy, and a lot of people that maintain their weight do that. So let's look at the actual facts on that. A lot of people don't. So do what works for you. That's the most important thing, is you're going to do what works for you. Forget what everybody else is saying and look at what has worked for you in the past, and that's what you're going to start doing, okay? So you have your food. Hopefully you have a food scale. If you don't, you're working on it. Write down your plan for tomorrow, okay? Or if it's in the morning, write down your plan for today. Write it down, and you can put it into MyFitnessPal, or you don't have to. All you're really looking for is some structure, okay? So write your food plan down. Have a notebook, a notes app, a food app like MyFitnessPal or whatever, but just write it down. And you're going to think of a few staple meals that you have, and you're going to rotate them. You don't need a lot of variety. I'm going to say that again. You don't need a lot of variety. Look at what you're eating right now. Are you eating 15,000 different things? No, most of us eat the same thing every day. We go to the vending machine, we get the same thing. We go to the gas station, to the fast food, to the restaurant, we get the same thing. We grocery shop, we get the same thing. And that's the same here. You're going to find a few good staple meals that you like. They're easy and convenient. Ease and convenience are going to be your best friend in this. And you're going to just rotate them, okay? Like I said, I eat almost every single morning. I have Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and fruit, or the scoop of protein powder. I love it. It's easy. I know exactly what I need to have on hand to make it, so I always have it on hand. I enjoy it. It's filling, blah, 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 blah. That's all you're going to do, is find those kind of meals, all right, and do that. For dinner, a lot of times I will just make up a thing of hamburger. I will smash it in the pan. I'll take a chunk of hamburger, smash it in the pan so it's nice and flat. Put a bunch of kosher salt. I like the coarse ground kosher salt, maybe some pepper. Flip it, do the same. It's ready in 5 minutes, and that's my dinner. It's very satisfying because it's heavy in protein and heavy in fat. And that works for my plan. It may not work for yours, but you're going to find things like that that work for your plan. So meal staples, I'm going to make another video on like things that I do eat, if anyone wants to like do what I do. But for now, make your plan, find your few simple staple meals, and you're going to rotate them. You can have 15 of them. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day. But it'll be a boon to you if you can find meals that you like to rotate in and out, okay? So weigh your food, if at all possible. Get in the habit of weighing your food. You may not have to do this forever. I prefer to do it because I am really good at eyeballing things, but I'm also really good at having this little voice in my head that says, just a little bit more. That probably wasn't quite, even though in my head I know that was 5 ounces. So I do prefer to continue weighing and measuring most of the time. I don't always. If I go out to eat or something, I eyeball stuff all the time. I don't even really put a limit on it. I just know what fits in my plan, and I just stick with that. But if at all possible, I do recommend weighing your food. just to get in the habit of being able to see how much you're eating. Please at least do that. Consider doing that for at least a couple weeks. It'll give you a really good, it's a real eye-opener, especially when you get to things like extras, like salad dressing. And at the end of the day, at the end of every day, you're gonna check your food plan. Look, did you miss anything? Did you forget to write anything down? If you varied from your food plan, just write it in there, okay? It's no big deal, just write it in there so you have a record of everything that you're eating. And at some point, you'll be able to look back and reevaluate and be like, okay, this is why I lost so much weight. Look what I was eating this week. Or this is why I'm not losing weight. Look at what I ate this last week. It's a really good idea to just get in the habit of writing your food down. And, you know, if you want to make a progress in any area, let's think of your finances. What are you doing? You're making a budget, i.e. a food plan. You're tracking your expenses, i.e. your food. And you're measuring, you're looking at your savings account, your spending account. If you want to make any kind of change, you've got to do these things. You've got to be structured. That's all. You don't have to be anal. You don't have to be obsessive, but you do have to be structured if you really want to get good results. So check your food plan at night. Fill in anything if you forgot it. If you didn't eat something that was on your food plan, X that out or take it off and record, you know, here all the little things. Do record your BLTs, your bites, licks, and tastes, because those really add up. So I would encourage you not to have those. Okay. And okay, so you keep a record. You weigh yourself every morning. I actually use 2 scales because I can explain off one scale. A lot of times I have this negative mindset that if I've lost weight, I'm like, that's probably a fluke. It's probably not even real. And 2 bathroom scales helps me to see like, oh yeah, I actually did lose that. And on the flip side, if I've been not on track and the scale goes up, it'll go up on both scales. And that really helps me personally. Again, this is my personal thing. Nobody has to do this exactly. But for my little obsessive compulsive brain, I like to keep good records. I'm just a facts girl. I love facts, numbers, charts, all that stuff. If you don't, you can skip this if you want to, but I do recommend weighing yourself every morning or at least once a week to see how your progress is going. And if you're on track, trust me, you want to weigh, because you know that scale's going to be moving and it's really exciting. And then again, take pictures of yourself all the time. Take pictures of yourself every day. Maybe do your own little outfit of the day thing for you. You're not posting it anywhere. I don't, nothing. Take pictures in your underwear if you like. Hide them on your phone so that your kids aren't looking at them if you have to. But take pictures, record everything, and you're just going to keep repeating this. And it works. It's really not that hard. You need a plan, you need structure, and a decision. That's really what it is. You're going to decide to do it. You're going to decide on a plan. You're going to create the structure that you need to stick on that plan, and you're going to record your progress. That's how you get started, in my humble opinion. So yeah, keep going. If you're starting this, I'm going to be posting more about what I actually, more real life things that I did. And I'm also going to be posting my continuing journey, because I am still on this journey. And so, yeah, if this helped you at all, I hope you like it. Consider subscribing if you want to see more. And any comments, if you have any questions, or please don't leave any mean comments, because that would hurt my feelings. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in another one. And good luck, and let's keep going.